Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Master League, running back the team Mamoswine. Just trying to get this team more coverage, as I feel like it's a pretty decent team paired with the Dialga and Mewtwo. Of course, these are all level 50s, maxed out, and a best buddy Dialga. Essentially, another way you can think about this is like week 2 Kyogre in the front and two teams decent against the Kyogre in the back. So we force out switch out from our opponent, and our opponent ends up going to the Xerneas. We have to go in with our Mewtwo, just so that we can force them to use more Moonblast energy. Here we're gonna throw another Side Strike here. The Side Strike does KO the Xerneas, and now they come in with their Yveltal, which is huge hard counter, but I guess better to see it now than later. Right now we have this Mewtwo gonna go down, and now we have a decision to make. Are we gonna go with a Mamoswine, or are we gonna come in with the Dialga? Because I think the Mamoswine here is pretty valuable. So we're going to keep this Mamoswine for the back, and we're going to come in with our Dialga versus this Yveltal. We called a bait right there. Ends up being the Dark Pulse. Yveltal could know Dark Pulse, Focus Blast, and Oblivion Wind, I believe. So our opponent right there ends up switching out, and then we're just going to throw this move to either force out a shield or a KO. And our opponent ends up actually throwing the shield and a move. So we decided to let this go. We are able to survive this Stone Edge. We let it go because we also CMP tied on that other move, and we were able to just get to another Avalanche right here to take out the Yveltal. So a couple of reasons why we actually just didn't show that, just because we already tapped on the Avalanche, and then we also had a chance of surviving. So GG's to our opponent right there, and on to the next one. I believe that I don't know, I'm just seeing this Mamoswine being able to core break more things. So, and here we go. We have a Giratina lead, which is great for us. Obviously, we don't want this Mewtwo to be matched up on this. So, oh, nice catch by my opponent. Well played. Really well done. Right here, we're going to try our best to try to catch a move since they caught our move. Okay, looks like they did not throw on obvious timing, which is really good for them. We called their bait, kind of. It could have been a superpower. Here we go for the catch, and let's see if this is the superpower. It ends up still being the Rock Slide. So we did catch a move, and it was not the superpower, so it wasn't like the ideal catch, but we do catch some energy. Now they're just forced to throw a bunch of Rock Slides here. We're going to try to CMP tie. Is exactly what happens here. We're going to force out a shield, or this is going to be a KO. So we do get the KO, and now we have forced the Giratina to come back. This Giratina ends up going the Ominous Wind, and now we're kind of in a weird situation. The Giratina is here expecting them to switch out of this, unless they're really weak to Avalanche all the way. So it looks like they were also weak to the Mamoswine in the back too. So here we're going to try to throw an optimal timing there, but it looks like an extra charm went through somehow, and our opponent ends up just letting it go. So GG's to our opponent right there. And yeah, that Mamoswine was a huge core breaker, obviously, except for the Melmetal right there. Even though they did catch a good move from us, that Mamoswine was just way too valuable in the back. So not bad. And on to the next one right here. Do you think this team is obtainable now that it's been out for a while? Mamoswine, I feel like XLs are obtainable. Maybe the XL Dialga is like the hardest one, but I feel like Mewtwo's been out several times. It's not as bad. So here we are going to chip away at this Mewtwo by throwing the Avalanche, and then we're going to try to catch a move. Here ends up being the Dialga that catches a Side Strike. We want to get this Dialga out of the way so it doesn't get taken advantage by their front Pokemon. Ends up being double Side Strike, and then we just tank it. Here we're gonna throw the potential Draco. We don't get to the Draco. They actually just throw probably a Fire Punch here. Well done by my opponent. And now we're just hoping that, you know, Mewtwo with a couple shields, and ends up being another Togekiss. So here we actually have to really pay attention and throw on optimal timing. We cannot let any extra charms go through. That was great timing right there. We get the first shield, we throw one fast move, then we're gonna throw another Side Strike. This Side Strike will probably get another shield. Okay, never mind, they just let it go. And here we have to shield. Now the question is, do we ever switch out? We do switch out, and we try to farm this down perfect. And now we have energy for their Groudon. We're going to throw this Avalanche here. This Avalanche will, either get a shield or do huge damage. And luckily for us, we were able to get to back-to-back avalanches right there to KO the Groudon. So GG's to our opponent right there. We just were able to maximize that Mamoswine's health and energy in the beginning and in the end right there. All right, next game here, we have Air Aussie. Air Aussie is running the Zacian. This Zacian is kind of problematic for our team. It does way better against our backline. So here, we're going to throw the Avalanche to chip away at this thing. Essentially, we either want to soft lose. We want to soft lose or basically win this. So our opponent actually ends up throwing the close combat first. And now we're thinking about double shielding and potentially farming down. That's the choice that they've given us here. So, like I said, soft lose or just win the lead. And looks like we chose to just win the lead outright. We can always switch out if we need to. Here we're going to try to get a shield because a potential high horsepower would KO this Dialga. We actually get the shield here. And now we're going to try our best to catch a move. Right there, we were trying to catch an Iron Hand. Unfortunately, they did not throw. And this is probably Draco. Yep, makes sense. And they actually end up switching out into their Yveltal. This Yveltal is not great for our Mewtwo, so we're probably going to have to come in with our Mamoswine here to get at least one of these shields. Luckily, we're able to get to double avalanches here. Okay, perfect. Oh, actually, they CMP tied us. That is actual bad luck right there. If we had gotten that other avalanche off, maybe we would have been able to survive one Dark Pulse and farm down or something, but that is going to be GG's for our end right there. Losing that CMP tie against that Yveltal was crucial, and nothing else we can do here. The Yveltal is actually a hard counter to the Mewtwo, so GG's to our opponent right there. I mean, for what happened in the front, getting 2 shields down, we actually had a chance. It was just, it came down to that CMP. If we won that CMP, we would have done huge damage, and who knows what else would have happened. So here we have the classic Dialga versus Mamoswine. This Mamoswine is looking to get some shields. We're going to throw this avalanche here, even though we have the high horsepower energy. We do get the shield. We end up switching out. Our opponent ends up throwing the Iron Head, so we're not going to shield this one right here. And then now we're just going to build up to potential Focus Blast here. And let's see if our opponent ends up double shielding. Nope. No double shield, but we are able to get to another Side Strike. This Side Strike could potentially KO. Okay, so that's not bad. That Mewtwo actually ended up taking out the Dialga, even as a switch-in. So we're kind of in a weird spot now. This Zacian is favorable to win, but we do have 2 shields, so let's see how we play this. We're thinking that they're going to throw the close combat and dip. Okay, that's exactly what happens, and they actually end up having the double fairy, so this is actually really bad for us in the back here. Somehow, some way, we have to get this last shield out of the way, because this Xerneas is probably going to throw another close combat. We're going to tank it, reset the debuff. We're going to try to shield here and try to farm down. Okay, so we're going to try our best to farm down. Perfect. And then now we're going to try to do heavy damage towards this Zacian and try to get this last shield. Our opponent ends up having the close combat already, so they throw it. And unless we could get to 2 Iron Heads, this is GG's because they do have a shield. So well played by my opponent right there. Not much we could have done right there, I don't think. Just a kind of a bad team for us in the backline right there. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed it.